Only 2 years after Max Payne 1, Max Payne 2 is released. Really makes a man reminisce over how quickly we used to get sequels. Regardless, Max is back with a substantial upgrade in just about every department. Things look better and feel better than the original whilst maintaining what makes the first game so much fun to play. The environments not only look great but are more of a playground than ever with the Havoc's physics engine being implemented. Now when you shoot the bad guys, the bullets will lift them off the ground and send them flying into boxes and shelves, feeding into that action movie protagonist feeling. As for the rest of the visuals, it looks like a huge bump in detail. It's amazing how fast games were progressing back then, and it reminded me of the jump from Halo 1 to Halo 2. And just like Master Chief, Max also has a new face. The previous face was that of Sam Lake, which was credited as Max Payne's one story and screenplay writer. His face is now modeled after professional actor Timothy Gibbs. Sam Lake was never bad in this role, if anything he was pretty iconic, but you could tell he was still a bit of an amateur at the time. The only personal issue I have with Max's new look is his running animation. I kind of dislike how the coat bounces with his movements. It makes him look kinda goofy. He sorta looks like a dad running a marathon, which now that I think about it, does make sense. I got used to it as the game went on though, so maybe it was just an adjustment I had to make coming right from the first game. Max's voice, however, remains the same with James McCaffrey reprising his role, and I mean come on, no one could do it better. Speaking of which, this game sounds better. My ears aren't very sharp when it comes to sound quality, but even I could tell Max Payne 1's sound was compressed as hell.
Life was good. The sun setting on a sweet summer's day, the smell of freshly mowed lawns, the sounds of children playing, a house across the river on the Jersey side, a beautiful wife and a baby girl. The American dream come true.
Max Payne 2 fixes that quite a bit, and now it's in a territory where my caveman brain isn't picking up on that anymore.
I am Max Payne. My wife and daughter were murdered. It had something to do with the designer drug V. I transferred from the NYPD to the DEA, went undercover to find their killers. I got too close. I was framed for murder. With nothing to lose, I went after the Mafia during the worst winter storm in a century.
Everything sounds good and well for the most part. Gameplay remains largely the same. There's a couple new additions to your arsenal, weapons have a ton of spray, I stuck the pistols, sniper, and Colt Carbine my beloved. There's two things that stand out though, the time to die and bullet time. Time to kill remains mostly the same, but Max seems to have a lot more health here and isn't as squishy as the first game. You can still get obliterated if you're playing like a fool, but it's more forgiving. And bullet time contributes to that. Using bullet time while moving no longer makes you dive, giving you more control over your movements. You can still dive if you want, jumping to the side, but I don't think I ever did. I preferred to have control. The catch is that it doesn't slow down time as much as its predecessor. What felt like slowing down time to say 25% feels more like 40-50%. At least I think so, it's hard to tell and I could be wrong. That about wraps up gameplay. I'm gonna go into the story now. Again, this game is pretty cheap, so if what you've seen looks enticing, I highly recommend it. It's a short but highly worthy sequel. Spoilers moving forward. Max Payne 2 starts off with a couple curveballs. When you start up the game, there's a woman in the background with a gun, adding onto the pile of questions that the last game left us with, and starting the prologue only confuses you more. Max wakes up in a hospital bed looking like he just got sent through a wood chipper. The hospital seems abandoned, and a few steps later, he sees this vision of himself and the woman with a gun getting a little freaky. This prompted me to rewatch the previously on Max Payne that this game has in it. I'd already watched it once half-mindedly because I just finished the first game, but there's no new information really provided. Okay then. One thing I did find interesting was the TVs. Almost every level has them, and while Sam Lake didn't reprise his role as Max Payne, he seems to have found a new one.
Pretty. The sun setting on the sweet summer day, rain sparkling off grass, birds in the trees, children playing. Ah, the Pink Bird Mental Institute. Mira's men pretended to be hospital wardens.
The flesh. I think I died. I think I'm dead. I don't know. Death is coming. It's coming. They're here. Get away. I'm gonna hurt you.
They said I was an escaped mental patient.
Diagnosis: paranoid schizophrenic. You are insane. Psychotic. You have to eat plenty of pills to get better.
They lied that I had killed my girlfriend. John Mira came to mock me in the bathroom mirror. The flamingo was with him.
Mirrors are more fun than television.
Mira claimed my girlfriend had turned evil, joined him.
She has dyed her hair red.
I smashed the mirror. I'd kill them all.
Stay tuned as Address Unknown continues.
There's a lot that can be surmised with this one episode. Firstly, Address Unknown is directly parallel to Max Payne's story, but twisted in one key aspect. John Mira killed his own girlfriend. This could mean something else, but now my brain is telling me that this is a somewhat satire take on what players were probably thinking the hidden plot behind Max Payne 1 was. I'm sure there was at least one post along the lines of, Max Payne is all in his head, he's schizophrenic and the pink flamingo made him kill his own family. Something like that. When the developers saw that, they decided to adapt it in this way for whatever reason. It's strange that they didn't really inject any humor in the show though. I'm already way off track. Anyways, Max takes an elevator down to the ground floor when you suddenly bump into Jim Bravura. He's the deputy chief of the NYPD. I didn't mention him in my last video because he doesn't do much other than chase Max around the city during his crusade.
What happened out there? You did it! Internal affairs was breathing down my neck! Did you do it? You killed her!
No, I can't.
Bullshit!
They were after me. It was my fault. You can't run from your past. You'll end up running in circles. Until you fall back down to the same hole you were trying to escape from. Only the hole's grown deeper.
The elevator drops Max down at the morgue where a dead woman lays.
I had tried to run from it, edit it out. Winterson was dead. I was a murderer.
Alright, looks like we got some non-linear storytelling on our hands.
A false start. The hospital bed wasn't the beginning. It was past the point of no return. A fatal choice already made. And it would get worse before the end. The past is a puzzle, like a broken mirror. As you piece it together and you cut yourself, your image keeps shifting. And you change with it. It could destroy you, drive you mad. It could set you free.
Okay, John Mira, I'm gonna abridge some of this. Picking up where Max Payne 1 left off, Woden kept his word and Max, a supposed hero, is back on the force as a homicide detective. He gets a call for shots fired at a warehouse Vladimir owns. He pulls up, calls for backup, and sets out into the warehouse.
Please! Die! Freeze! Oh, no! Oh, don't know! Oh, God! Sharon, baby! No!
Stranded in the dark and violent night, Dick Justice, a lone, hard-boiled fugitive cop, framed for the murder of his wife, on a quest for vengeance through the criminal underworld in the city's heart of darkness.
Yet another parallel to Max's story, though this one seems to be more of a parody. James McCaffrey starred in a show by Dick Wolf called Swift Justice. I don't think I need to point that one out, you can connect the puzzle pieces. Anyways, it turns out that the warehouse is owned by a cleaning company, and they seem to be Vlad's goons given the Ragnarok sign in the warehouse. We'll find out later that he bought the club after the events of the first game. At the top of the warehouse is a gunsmith's gunsmithy. I guess that's what you'd call it. Workshop? I don't know, whatever.
I have no beef with you guys. You took them out. Listen, I work for Vladimir.
Honey, you work for no one.
What do you want? We can...
NYPD, drop them!
Finish her!
Oh, God, no!
Like all the bad things in my life, it started with the death of a woman.
So, Vlad had his guys kill this gunsmithy that worked for him? Doesn't add up. As Max shoots his way through the warehouse, a familiar face shows up.
Mona?
Max, we gotta stop meeting like this.
Yeah, okay, I'm confused again. At least that answers who the woman on the main menu is supposed to be though. Max tries to chase down some more guys when his backup arrives.
Max!
You alright?
I'm okay, damn it.
Hey, we're working together on this.
Once he's back at the precinct, he decides to look for Vlad to get his version of events. Of course, there's people trying to kill him.
They asked for it. Just follow the trail. Very good show. Very funny. Baseball bat.
The Adventures of Captain Baseball Bat Boy. Episode 165. Captain Baseball Bat Boy's girlfriend.
Yeah, she's not my girlfriend.
Captain Baseball Bat Boy's arch nemesis.
That's more like it.
Bicycle Helmet Girl has been kidnapped by the villainous Maxwell's demon.
Get your hands off me, you ugly freak.
To save her, Captain Baseball Bat Boy must battle through a horde of demons' minions, the freaking zombie demons from outer space.
Bases loaded.
Captain Baseball Bat Boy has hit a home run, but can he find Maxwell's demon's secret lair before the game is over? Find out in the next episode of the...
What's interesting about this episode of Captain Baseball Bat Boy, which was also in the first game, is one line that stands out to me.
The freaking zombie demons from outer space.
Max says that line in the first game.
When Rapino finally went down, I wanted to make real sure he'd stay that way. V was a bad monster. Turned them into friggin' zombie demons from outer space.
Obviously, it could be a nod to that silly little line from the first game, or maybe Max has seen an episode or two of the show and pulled that line from there. That would make sense given the context. What if Max really was just a graphic novel in some setting or another and was adapted into a video game? If that were the case, then maybe the same writer was responsible for both works. Man, it's easy to send me spiraling with this game. After making Vlad's would-be killer Vinny Gognitti retreat, he tells Max that Vinny is trying to kill his competition in a power play to control the criminal underworld. Max doubts this, but Vlad said he's had a change of heart and the reason he bought the club was to sell vodka, which does seem to be true. Max takes him at his word and heads home to get some rest.
Home, sweet home. Something in the night felt like a door had been opened, an echo of the past, an old monster snapping its eyes open in the depths of my brain. Closing your eyes forces you to look at the darkness inside.
And now, address unknown.
I hadn't slept in a long time. When I did, my dreams were nightmares.
I was trapped in a nightmare. My evil double had taken my girlfriend.
In a nightmare, every choice you make is a wrong one.
Following him, I had somehow slipped into a twisted alternate reality. Noir, York City.
I would wake up at night, afraid that day was a dream I'd forget.
Whatever's going on, it seems like this particular show, Address Unknown, does have some significance to the story. As Max falls asleep, the show seemingly ushers him into Noir, York City.
My double was John Mira. He was the devil incarnate, a fallen angel.
The flesh of fallen angels.
He was a serial killer. He had framed me for his murders. I was hiding in a cheap motel. One night, I woke to a knock at my door. Someone slipped a note under the door. It was a clue. I descended into a mystery, desperate to catch him, to find my girlfriend, to save her. A labyrinth my double's making from one prison verse.
Max is seemingly tormented over Mona. He's confused at how she's alive, and Max feels guilty for not telling Bravura and Winterson, another detective who's trying to figure out who killed the senator, that he saw Mona, a prime suspect. He wakes up to Mona at his door. After getting shot at, Mona flees. Once again, Max calls for backup. You love to see it. Looks like it's the cleaning company again. Sneaking around the apartment complex, a new show is introduced. Don't worry, it's the last one. Lords and Ladies. Taking place in the Victorian era, starring Sam Lake of course, it plays out similarly to Romeo and Juliet. I won't mention it again because other than starring Sam Lake, I don't see much significance in it. But you can of course correct me in the comments if you're familiar. You should maybe subscribe while you're at it? Just saying. Max was being spied on for a while with his phone being tapped. I actually like this a lot.
Thank you for calling Dangerous Liaisons. For Candy, press 1. For Sandy, press 2. For Mona, press 3. You press 3 for Mona. Hi, this is Mona. What's your name?
I just need someone to talk to.
Honey, this is a phone sex line. All we do is talk.
Right. How do you fix something like that? How do you make amends? I thought it would help, but it only made it worse.
Just give me your credit card number and I can listen to you all night.
Killing them all only made it worse. It didn't bring them back.
Hey, what are you, some kind of weirdo?
Sorry.
Max clearly harbors remorse for his past actions and the death of Mona. I guess he really liked her in that short time he knew her.
New York. The city had swallowed Mira and my girlfriend. I was part of some elaborate game, complex for its own sake. Every time I looked over my shoulder, I saw a shadow disappearing behind the corner, or the glint of binoculars in a window. They were spying on me, following my every move. When Mira killed again, the map of the city changed. Like a shifting glacier, a new crack appeared with every gunshot. I had abandoned all conventional methods of navigation. I was following the bloody signs he kept leaving me, and he was watching me do it.
So as Max is being spied on, John is also being spied on. Go figure. After teaming up with a homeless dude and a sex worker, Max almost literally drives the goons away. Mona, having left Max a number, tells Max to go to an address alone.
Mona's place was a closed-down funhouse based on a 90s TV show. The show's cancellation had been the kiss of death to it.
Mona, I owe you an apology. I was not familiar with your game. Now officially stumbling through Noir York City, it actually doesn't uncover much to my surprise. Mona is waiting for you in the shower, singing her little song. She tells Max that
the inner circle.
What of it?
The secret society is after everyone who knows of their existence.
Come off it. Prove it.
I have a contact inside. He's willing to talk.
Alfred Woden?
No. Anyways, I can take you to him.
The cleaning company beat them to the punch though. They're already here. They split up as Max searches for the contact, and Mona uses the security system to give Max pointers. Of course, he's already dead. As Max tries to leave, another episode of Address Unknown is waiting for him.
Wherever I went, the payphones started to ring. Finally, I collected enough courage to answer one.
John, you must run. He's coming after you. He wants to catch you. They're closing in. John, I love you. Don't give up.
For the sake of brevity, I won't play the whole thing. He goes to a nightclub called Pink Flamingo in search of his double, Mira. He's there, but so is a stripper who looks like his girlfriend. The people in white, presumably psychiatric doctors, bust in and chase him out. He learns that the doctors are likely Mira's men. Episode ends. Max finally makes it to the ground floor of the hotel with not only Mona down there, but also a good chunk of the police force. Turns out you can't just run around shooting people. Max is taken in. Despite not much happening in terms of gameplay, there's some fun conversations to listen in on here.
Found you out of it on V, covered in blood, burying the pieces of your wife and the pizza guy under a rose bush in the backyard. There's a bloody chainsaw in the bathtub, and by the looks of it, they had been shot in your bed. The murder weapons have your prints all over them, and you say you didn't do it.
Hell no! I'm a fall guy! I've been framed! It's a setup! I was getting too close to the truth, so they had to get rid of me.
This should be good.
Speaking of listening in on...
They're taking the fall, both of them. Payne was with her when she was arrested.
Who are you talking to? You're leaking information.
Bravura's too soft on you. I was informing the proper authorities on what they should know. Stay away from my case, Max. Stay away for your own good.
Everything had started out as black and white. Somewhere down the road, the line went blurry. The colors started to run, got smudged and gray. Winterson had been above my suspicion. It felt like a goodbye.
Max goes down to lock up to talk to Mona. Down there is the homeless dude I mentioned from earlier.
Sorry, I can't help it. It's visions in my head so ugly. You gotta let them out so I can see. They look just like that. You're all gonna die. You know that? It's as clear as day. You can see it there. You're all gonna die.
I've been cleaning up after this skell all night.
Looks bad.
Yeah, it smells even worse.
Anyways, Max gives Wooden a call, but he doesn't answer, so he just leaves a voicemail. Suddenly, an explosion erupts in lockup. It's the cleaning company. They're killing just about everyone they see, but Mona is able to sneak out and get away. They kill all but one. Max clears out the parking garage when an all too familiar black Mercedes pulls up.
Have no fear. Vlad is here. The world was getting too small for comfort. Too many coincidences.
Bang! You're dead, Max Payne.
A giant-headed Captain Baseball bat boy costume lay in the back seat. Gearing up for Halloween?
Max, dearest of all my friends. Call it my Trojan horse in the war Vinnie Gognitti started.
Max tells Vlad to drop him off at address unknown, where, true to his thought, Mona is waiting for him. The two begin to get a little frisky, but Max is followed by the cleaners. He chases them out to the van they had just exited and manages to jump in. Mona tries to follow. The van takes Max to an abandoned building now full of cleaners and firepower. In an effort to kill Max, the cleaners accidentally begin a series of explosions, leading Max to dive out another window. The game takes a little turn after this. You play as Mona. I actually didn't see this coming, but it doesn't really make a difference. From what I can tell, it makes no difference gameplay-wise. In terms of story, you're just replaying the mission from a different perspective. When you find Max, your job is to give him sniper fire. As he pushes up, you have to change positions to get a better angle. It's pretty fun. After that's done, Max tells Mona to take a lift up to the top floor, where he'll be waiting for her. But he's not the only one.
Stop! Stop! Wait!
Stay out of this, Max. You're only making it worse. You've been suspended.
She's one of them. She's here to kill me.
I'm doing my duty. She is a fugitive murder suspect. I'm taking her in. She resists, she gets shot.
As surely as the bullet rips through the victim's flesh, organ, and bone, it shatters the image of the man who presses the trigger. Easy.
Back off, Payne.
This is what I see when I look back. These moments. Blinding as snow. They kill you, change you. You die and live again. Remade. No, Mona. Winterson!
Gunfire! This way, fast!
Go! Go, run! Mona!
Over here! Hold it! Detective Winterson! Officer down! He went over the edge!
The genius of the hole. No matter how long you spend climbing out, you can still fall back down in an instant. I had a dream of my wife. In it, I murdered her for my lover.
We're losing him. Multiple gunshot wounds. Pupils blown, head trauma. God only knows what else. He's in shock.
Start 2 large bore IVs, get him to ICU stat. He's not responding. This guy is a train wreck. We're losing him.
I had chosen Mona. It felt like I had lost her.
You're a real angel, Max.
Buckle up, it's another nightmare sequence. Running through the Pinkbird Mental Institute, he finds versions of himself locked in cells. Schizophrenic, insane, and mad. Schizophrenic doesn't even know where to begin, Insane condemns himself for having killed his wife and daughter, and Mad Max swears vengeance on those who killed his family. At the end is Schizophrenic again.
I've been switched. I didn't used to look like this. I thought I was the killer. I thought I was a mobster. I thought I was a cop. I thought I was a patient. I thought... Who am I? Who am I? I thought I was in love.
The dream leads him throughout the police station, reminding him of his guilt for killing Winterson, and Jim Bravura telling him to stay true to the badge. At his desk is Winterson and Mona, as though replaying that moment he just experienced, but there's something in the background, an all too familiar phrase. Wake up, you're in a computer game. Why is this here? In the last game it was his wife telling him to wake up. Maybe she left this message here somehow? Or maybe it's from Max's subconscious from the last time he took V. Maybe a bit of both? Winterson and Mona turn their guns and fire at Max. And just like that, we're back at the beginning. Or is it the middle? Whatever. I gotta say, while I appreciate the storytelling so far, one thing stands out to me. The game doesn't bother reminding you. Bravura's death is just skipped over here. Sure, he's not like a super important character, but shouldn't he be important to Max at least? Bravura cared about Max enough to repeatedly tell him to get some help. I feel like that should count for something.
Payne, where are you? You're late again. Look, this insomnia crap isn't fooling anyone. I know what it's like. I just want to help. You should come to an AA meeting with me.
We're back with more address unknown.
You have a tumor in your brain. It's making you mad. We're forced to operate aggressively.
The fake doctors were trying to confuse me, saying I was John Mira, pumping me full of drugs.
After John is captured by Mira's men and they're about to operate on him, he breaks free, killing the doctors with a drill. What's weird here is that he doesn't stop at the doctors. He kills 2 patients. Maybe they were blocking his path of escape? Doesn't really say that was the case though.
Still woozy from the drugs. I had to escape. I couldn't let them stop me.
He's coming. He's coming. Get away. Get away.
That's that though. Pretty short episode. Max escapes the hospital and is plagued by Mona. Instead of looking for her though, he decides to go see Woden, who does have answers for him.
Why is the Inner Circle trying to kill me?
I am dying. Cancer. Power has leaked through my fingers. There was a rebellion. A renegade faction has pushed the society into a civil war. Everyone who resists is assassinated. We have been reduced to fighting mob wars.
Vinny Gognitti?
Vladimir Lem.
I knew the answer before he told me. Vlad had lied. Cleaning company commandos were his men.
Vladimir Lem has belonged to the society for many years. Gognitti is going to die in the hands of the Inner Circle renegade. Then he is coming for me, his one-time mentor.
So, in a somewhat obvious twist if paid close enough attention, Vlad is the bad guy that's been trying to have you killed. A good twist, for me, recontextualizes most of the story that came before. So while this twist is relatively predictable, it is good if you're not 100% certain about it. Regardless, Mad Max goes to pay a visit to Vlad's vodka club. In Vlad's office is a voicemail.
New message. Vlad, it's me. Where are you? I need you. I'm on my way to the construction site now.
Winterson?
I'll do it. I'll take care of them both for you. I don't know. Is this a crime? Is it against the law to be happy? They haven't seen you with my boy. Haven't seen you with me. Miss you. Call me.
The gilding on the mask had cracked to reveal the rot underneath. Winterson's confession didn't wash away my guilt. It made me feel worse. I had a meeting scheduled with Vlad at Vinny's place.
Vlad wasn't only working with Winterson, but seems that he was her lover and would have made for a decent stepfather from the sound of it. It's worth taking that with a grain of salt though. Vlad has a known talent for manipulating people. Max leaves in a van to find Vinny, but is soon driven off the road to avoid gunfire. He goes through a rough part in New York to try and get back on track. Fortunately, his destination, Vinny's shop, is a skip and a hop away.
Perfect! Now it's ruined! Oh, no! No way!
Okay, so Vlad somehow tricked Vinny into wearing the suit, but the suit has a bomb in it. If he takes it off, he blows up. This plays like an escort mission. After he gets Vinny out, Max tries to look for Mona at Address Unknown, thinking that she could disarm Vinny's bomb. Mona isn't the one waiting for Max, though.
I got a bad feeling about this.
Max, dearest of all my friends, drop your gun, or the bomb goes.
I had a bomb ticking in my head. No amount of painkillers would disable it. Vlad and his men left after they were done with Vinny and me. I don't know how Mona came to be there. I can only speculate. It's clear that she was after Vlad.
Max.
She must have gotten there after he had left. Otherwise, he'd have been dead, and she wouldn't have come after me.
Mona, after witnessing the explosion from a nearby rooftop, leaps in to save Max. After finding Max in her apartment, Max recaps how he got there. Before the explosion, Vlad leads Max to the apartment, leaving Vinny behind only because his head was too big to fit through the door.
Woden sent the Project Valhalla file to the DA to put a scare on him. Your family paid the price. Mona is like me, just in the opposite camp, killing the society members allied with me.
How funny is that?
I hate to do this, but you know how you are. You would never let it go.
Einstein was right. Time is relative to the observer. When you're looking down the barrel of a gun, time slows down. Your whole life flashes by, heartbreak and scars. Stay with it, and you can live a lifetime in that split second.
Besides, a gentleman always avenges the insults done to his lady. You did kill Winterson.
In the dream, I was an invisible ghost, hovering outside my body.
Another nightmare sequence. Max sees himself dead and is tasked with solving his own murder.
You're the only one who could solve it.
A bullet in the head.
The killer's looking for an answer, but he's looking for it in the wrong place. He should be looking for it in his own head.
The sign is also back. While he chases the suspect, a cleaning guy is singing his little song.
Your breath.
On TV, there's a game show called Dearest of All My Friends starring Vlad and Vinny. It can be assumed that this takes place after Max is shot. Vlad has Vinny in the suit and proposes a game. He asks him 2 questions about his favorite show. If he gets both right, he removes all the bombs. And if he gets one wrong, he explodes.
The first question. What is the name of the big bad in Captain Baseball Bat Boy?
Maxwell's Demon! Maxwell's Demon! Easy!
Well done, Vincent.
Alright, I can do this, I can do this. What's the question?
Who is the original creator of Maxwell's Demon?
Back to Entropy, of course. Oh, no, wait. What do you mean? For real? The show's writer, Sammy Waters.
Impressive, Vincent. But, unfortunately, incorrect. Maxwell's Demon was created by James Clerk Maxwell, a 19th century British physicist.
Unfair! Oh, man, you gotta give me another chance.
Vinny, Vincent, I would love to, but rules are rules.
No, please, don't kill me, no,
It's tangent time. The Captain Baseball Bat Boy show is about how he, BB Boy, has to save his friend Bicycle Helmet Girl from Maxwell's demon, who's trying to turn the Earth into a dreaded closed system, a Hollywood franchise that goes on forever. Obviously, that's a knock on shows that go on forever just because they make money, but there's more to it than that. The physicist that Vlad says is the answer to Vinny's second question is a real-life physicist. James Clerk Maxwell, among other things, studied thermodynamics. Stay with me, I'll make this as simple as I possibly can. The second law of thermodynamics says that if two conjoined states of matter are not in equal temperature, then they will try to be by exchanging molecules. Maxwell's demon is a thought experiment that would, in theory, disprove this law. By adding an entity that can control the door in which molecules go from one state of matter to the other to reach equilibrium, the second law cannot be achieved. So, with that, and the universe of Captain Baseball Bat Boy, the demon is trying to make it so that things never change, that they can never reach a point of equilibrium. In the last episode, episode 169 of the show, the demon unleashes all manner of mayhem upon BB Boy, missiles and lasers. BB Boy deflects all of these attacks, then the episode just ends. Another episode is teased, but we never get it. They've been fighting since the beginning of the show. Maybe Maxwell won, and these episodes are meant to be a loop BB Boy can't break out of? Moving forward through the nightmare is another TV, but this one won't give me a migraine to write about.
It's not too late, my darling. Join me and all's forgiven. We would make a brilliant couple. I am the king, and you could be my queen.
In your dreams. See? You're nothing but a one-armed bandit.
Guessing that explains why Vlad has a cast in this game. Mona finds Max in the dream and wakes him up. She then gets him out of the burning building. Max wants to chase Vlad to Woden's manor and he takes Mona with him. When they get there, they split up. In a security room, you can see Woden sitting in a little one-man vault, likely with his own mini security room. The last episode of Address Unknown Ever is here as well.
The mind-bending finale in our Return to Sender Marathon, the last episode of Address Unknown Ever.
The poet Poole, in his poem, "Somebody's Been Wearing My Face Again," wrote, "In this hall of mirrors, built by liars, I am a pale reflection of myself." I had escaped from the Pink Bird Mental Institute. I was lost in Noir, York City. I couldn't find my way back home. John Mira had made me a killer. I had become him, John Mira. Maybe I had always been him. John Mira. Yes, this is he. This is John Mira. Welcome to the next level.
So, after wandering through New York City for too long, John succumbed to John Mira. But when Mira on the phone says, "Welcome to the next level," that intrigues me. That phrase, in my mind, alludes to something else. Not that John is now stuck, but that he's ascending to something that he nor we understand yet. Then there's that poem written by a pool. Reminds me of two lakes. Not much more I can say about that right now. Max and Mona regroup at a door. The words, translated from Latin, read, "Love conquers all."
Dead end. Damn it.
Here, let me. This way.
Mona knew the manor. She was working for Woden. Vlad had told me the truth.
Mona, wait. Stop.
This is love. When someone drags you from the wreckage when you have given in, ready to just lie there and die.
I told you not to come here. It's my job to clear up this mess and you're a part of it. Throw away your guns.
This is love. When someone, no matter what the cost, shows you there is hope, a choice, that you can put down your gun.
See? I can't do it. You're a bastard, Max.
This is love. Love hurts.
I was so looking forward to you two killing each other. You can't have everything.
I had been here before. Ground Zero.
You are making me look incompetent by refusing to die.
Stop. I am sorry. Enough!
A bomb went off in my head. The bullet lodged in my brain moved a fatal, microscopic distance.
The killing has gone too far.
I have only begun. It's better to reign in hell than serve in heaven.
You flatter yourself.
Demented fool!
I felt the rise of that old familiar feeling. I hated it. I welcomed it. Everything was clear again. No more ambiguities, no more questions.
No gun when you need one.
One last thing left to do. I was compelled to give Vlad his gun back. One bullet at a time.
After that shit show, at least your goal couldn't be more clear. You chase Vlad to his boss room where you shoot out the support beams above him. After that, he'll come out from hiding where you can now shoot him.
That was... Max, dearest of all my friends. I was supposed to be the hero.
That death was somewhat hilarious because of the ragdoll physics, but I appreciate the theming.
The past is a gaping hole. Your only chance is to turn around and face it. But it's like kissing the lips of your dead love. Darkness waiting in the hole of your mouth. We are willing to suffer, to die for the things we care about, for love, for the right choices. Because of her, I had solved the case, my case, all of it, who I am. It's gonna be all right.
God, I turned out to be such a damsel in distress.
She was dead. The bullet in her head had come to the end of its slow-motion journey.
I guess that kind of explains the bullet Mona took in the first game. She was doomed to die.
It is almost morning, waking up from the American dream. Now, like all my loves, she is mine forever. She has brought me here to this moment of clarity, where time slows down and I choose to look back, to see myself. And in that act of seeing, I am reborn.
Down here! This way! There! Easy. Oh my God! Got a live one here! Detective Payne? He's still alive! We need a medic in here now! He's still alive!
I had a dream of my wife. She was dead, but it was all right.
I really love the tone of this ending. The death of Mona and Woden was a little messy, What with Mona disarming us just to not shoot us, and Woden throwing himself at Vlad, but I love how despite the death of Mona, he finally finds peace with the death of his family. The little song that plays here is called Late Goodbye by Poets of the Fall and encapsulates the tone perfectly, a bittersweet victory. There's also a couple lines from the song I find interesting. So I don't remember having anything higher than a B in English class, but if I were to guess what this means, it's essentially saying that because Max was able to find peace within himself that he didn't go mad like John did. I feel like the dream sequences were also warning Max of that, saying, this will be you if you don't sort yourself out soon. I could be wrong, feel free to let me know what you think in the comments, but at least I think that's a nice takeaway here. I played these games in 2024 and had a blast with them. While I do think that this game would have had a much more significant impact on me as an adolescent, I won't be forgetting this franchise anytime soon. I genuinely believe that these games are timeless. Thank you to Remedy Entertainment and anyone else responsible for making these games. Again, Max Payne 3 is developed by Rockstar, so I won't be covering that one yet. But Remedy officially announced back in April of 2022 that they're remaking both Max Payne 1 and 2 into one game. So while this is the last we'll see of Max Payne for now, Max Payne's journey through the night will continue. Thank you very much for watching.